I went out to toss the first match at Chinnaswamy. I couldn't hear what the question the interviewer was asking me. It was that loud. That day I just saw around and I was like, wow, women's cricket is winning.
Vice captain of the Indian women's cricket team, captain of RCB, two-time ICC Women's Cricketer of the Year, recipient of the prestigious Arjuna Award, and the first Indian woman to score a double century in a one-day game. She has shattered world records and broken barriers, proving that dreams know no gender. She rewrites history every time she steps onto the field, and she's only just warming up. The unstoppable, the unmissable, the unprecedented, star of the century with lightning fast centuries, inspiring millions across the world. The one and only Smriti Mandhanath.
You and Virat both wear the same jersey number 18. There was this comparison of you winning the trophy, the WPL trophy this year for RCB, whereas the men's team has not been able to do that for 16 seasons.
We could always talk to each other and say, oh, we have same jersey numbers, but that should have that full stop there. The bigger picture is World Cup. The bigger picture is Indian cricket.
Any cricketer you've had a crush on? Or any cricketer you think is, oh, he's kind of cute?
I've had a crush on Hrithik Roshan.
It's a wrong answer.
But like, I've had a crush on Sangakkara's batting.
Anyone working
He's
in
been a huge crush of
the
mine.
music industry you think is cute?
Oh, is it? No, I haven't seen any.
You haven't seen any. Okay. What language should we do this in? Marathi, Marwadi, Hindi, English, those are all the languages.
Not, because my Marwadi is not great.
My Marwadi.
Your
is not
Marathi
great.
doesn't look great.
Shots fired.
So English and Hindi is fine.
Okay, we'll stick to English. But Smriti, it's so nice to do this on our home ground. I've grown up in Sangli, you've grown up in Sangli. We both went to school here. We've had a massive debate about each other's schools and how yours was way better than mine, at least in terms of sport. But there's so many memories attached to this place as well, especially Samba Bhel. I can't remember the amount of times, the weekends that I've spent outside that cart eating bhel every weekend. Any other special childhood memories attached to Sangli growing up here, Kolhapur?
Huge, I think Sangli has played a huge role in like whatever journey I've had, and that's why whatever time I get, even now, 3 days, 4 days, I keep coming back to Sangli because I just love the vibe and just the peace. I feel the major cities have that hustle and it's just like on road, but in Sangli there's a sense of calmness, is a lot of peace. Like you just feel like you can do things at your own pace. You don't have to rush at something. And childhood, yeah, Samba Bhel as like I have spoken. I think in every place I've like about Sangli. I feel like some people used to tell me that people who are not from Sangli should be like Samba Bhel is becoming famous.
Yeah.
And I said they don't need to be famous.
It's a
They are
tourist attraction
they're
on its own.
You know Sangli. If you know Sangli, you'll know Samba Bhel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think. For me, all my memories have been food only because I've been a big foodie. All like as a kid only, I've been big foodie. So all the carts, bhel, pav bhajis and dabelis, everywhere.
College sandwich.
Oh yeah, everywhere I had some place where I go and have had. So wherever I go, and plus we used to stay at rent house earlier. So we've changed 8 houses before we actually got this one. So literally in every part of Sangli I've stayed. So I've had memories every year for 2 years. So wherever I go now, I just remember that section of my childhood where maybe I used to play gully cricket with those guys or football or whatever. So yeah, I think every part of Sangli has some memory with me because I've stayed at a lot of places.
And attached to food as well, because that would have been your alternative career. If you didn't become a cricketer, you would have definitely become a chef.
Yeah, for sure. I used to love cooking. Done a lot of Punjabi cooking classes and all of that as a kid. And wanted to maybe do hotel management or something. I didn't know how to become a chef and all. I didn't have an idea. So my mom always told me that to शायद cricketer बन जाए hotel खोल लेगी. But it can't be the other way around because it needs a dedicated time.
Yeah.
You can't like do both things together. So yeah, I think big foodie because I used to watch MasterChef Australia and all that a lot. Like when my mom used to get food, I used to like smell it and like, this is nice. Okay, let's see. So my mom like chup chap kha.
You don't become a food critic in my house.
You don't do that here. Chup chap do hai kha le. But then I had this thing a lot. So I was a huge foodie. Even now, whichever country I go, I first thing on my like what I Google is local places there, what to eat, local bakeries there. Wherever I go, I explore the food section out.
Did you ever feel like you had to change the way that you dressed or change the way that you spoke to almost fit in to a bigger city or to a different environment? Did you feel that difference in your upbringing, growing up here and then moving to a bigger city and then having all of this international exposure?
Initially, of course, because in Sangli there's not a lot of exposure for uh, all of those things, and you just live a very normal, simple life, and you don't know. But whenever you met relatives from different cities, and they used to speak a certain way, dress in a certain way, and then you used to be like, okay, I don't know, am I like, should I open my mouth or should I just keep quiet or do what? Like you don't really know. But then somehow I felt like, luckily, I was in a field where they don't judge how you look; they just judge how you play. Which actually, for me, never like. Whenever I entered the cricketing space, they never saw where I am from, what I'm like, what I'm wearing, or what. They only cared that, oh, you bat well.
Yeah.
So whenever I entered the cricketing field, it was just like, okay, this is my field. It just never felt like that. So
Yeah.
so maybe cricket made me feel
At home.
and then I think it was a journey to explore those things and learn, meet new people. I was very shy. I'm still very introvert. For me to meet new people is a task. Like given a choice, I would be at home and not meet many people because I like that space.
Yeah.
So
Which is I'm in the house. I knew where to find you, I had to come home.
no, yeah, that is also there. But yeah, I think given a choice, I would just be chilling at home with my family, not doing a lot of social events. But now uh, with the way career has panned out, I think now we have to do all those things and be in front of camera a lot more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've tried to get used to it. Initially, the way I spoke, the way I was very different. Of course, you adapt and learn. Watch a lot of interviews of other people, learn those things as well. So again, I feel along with cricket, again, this was like a learning thing which I used to keep doing because you evolve, right? After 2 years, what I will be speaking, I will be maybe much better than what I would be doing today.
Yeah.
And same thing, like 2 3 years back, I was way different. So I think yeah, like all the like YouTube podcasts, I've watched a lot of those so that I just learn how other people speak. So yeah, it's been a learning thing because I remember I as a kid I always I used to be scared of stage. Like
Really?
whenever I went to speak anything on stage, like storytelling and competitions hote the na.
Huh.
So I used to be a little like my hands would shiver. I would be a little scared. But I think now playing in crowd or nothing, I don't feel anything.
So you just had to get over it, essentially. It was
Yeah, it's just I feel it just because more you felt confident in your life, it
Yeah.
just went about. Even like I would say 6 years back, I used to go and receive an award. I used to not know what to speak. I should be like, thank you so much. And now, of course, now because you grow as a person as well. Now it's much more easier for me. I don't take even like earlier it was like a stressful thing that I have to take an award, but now it's like now I feel matured a lot in that sense.
That's so interesting that you're camera shy and media shy and you're still an introvert, surrounded by this fame where most people would want to be out there. What does fame mean to you? What does this success mean to you?
I don't take it too seriously. Like I feel if you take it very seriously or you want that, you will think about it. For me, I want to play the best cricket and win as many matches for India. Like when I started playing, of course you didn't want to be famous or you just wanted to play cricket. I loved batting. I wanted to play for India. I never thought that women's cricket is gonna be famous. Maybe I might become famous or people would want to talk to me. All of those things never imagined. So even when it happens to me now, I'm pretty disappointed that okay, like it's all depends on my performance. But all of these things I really don't take it like seriously. For me, what is important is coming back to my parents, being with them, and what they think of me. Like sometimes you want the validation from people who are really close to you, and Of course, I care and I really like that people love me and all of that. But to be fair, I really love that, my mom and dad are really proud and really happy. That's one thing which I always wanted to do for them, and I'm really happy that I could do whatever I could for them and still a long way to go.
That was your North Star, that was your guiding compass.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's
Always,
kind
always,
of
yeah.
what
And my mom dad have also told me, like, if I come back and they think that, oh, there's some different attitude which I've got, and we're like, kya hai?
slap
Huh?
hard.
Yeah, they'll like slap me hard, not like slap me hard in a literal way,
Yeah.
but by what they say. Like, then, like, there was a time where maybe I was stressing a lot about cricket. Maybe I was not able to bat the way I wanted to or not score. There was a time, like, some time back. And I came back and I used to be always like little like quiet and sad. Even if I'm quiet to the world, at home I have been speaking a lot, always. So they were like, क्यों इतना तू टेंशन ले रही है? तू खेली है क्योंकि तुझे पसंद था. तुझे जो भी करना था तू इसीलिए करती थी because you used to enjoy. Now that you're gonna be sad and not gonna enjoy, don't play cricket. We want you to be happy and we don't want you to be stressed about anything. And that was, I was like, yeah, man, why am I stressing? Like, I love cricket. I love batting. That's the only thing I loved about. Loved. So then I was like, then they took me back to why I started playing cricket, which actually made a lot of sense.
Why did you start playing cricket, especially at a time when women's cricket had no recognition? You didn't know what that looked like. You didn't have a blueprint. There were no role models for you to even look up to back then. So, what kept you going?
I think I just like, this is a joke which I keep saying. My dad is obsessed of cricket. He loves cricket. Even now, he will watch any match, whichever match is there. Even if India is not playing, there will be some random match, he'll still watch it. So I keep joking about that. That even when I was in mom's stomach, I only heard was cricket because my dad was so much into cricket. And like growing up, there's always a hanging ball at home. There were like 2-3 bats always because we also was like we used to play cricket. So the only thing like Barbie dolls and all se zyada I have seen is cricket balls and bats at home. And then like the most of my childhood has gone in playing gully cricket. And like growing up, I realized the happiness that sound of the bat gives me, I don't think anything gives me. Like anything in the world gives me. Like be it personal or professional, anything. I don't think anything can make me happy than me actually batting well. Like my mom will literally understand that I come from practice even now. And if I am like jumping around, she'll like, आज बहुत अच्छी batting हुई है Sethi." So even that sort of thing, highs and lows, only a good batting session gives me.
Yeah.
So as a kid, it was always like that. So I think the only thing I was good maybe was at cricket. I feel that. So there's like
That's a lie. Running, shot put, basketball,
like
all
sports.
the
Yeah,
just
like
sports.
yeah, just sports. And then like extracurricular, तो वही dance नहीं आता, singing नहीं आती, कुछ नहीं, everything zero. Studies I was okay, I was not bad, but then sports I always loved. I just felt like myself more. Just felt like I don't have to prove anything to anyone. And just it just made me feel like this is like maybe this podcast makes you feel like, oh, this is what you want to do. Like that being on ground makes me feel like, okay, this is who I am. And that is not now. It's always been as a kid. Or leave it to cricket ground. Even in gully cricket, that was the happiest days of my life. Like for me, that was like 2 hours was the best time of the day. So there's no like कि मुझे खेलना है क्या होगा आगे क्या होगा.
Nothing.
No, nothing. I was like, I love cricket. I'm gonna play cricket. उसके बाद whatever happens, we'll see. Because even playing cricket, I never left studies. I was like decent at it. I used to score 80 plus percentage. So like it was going on. So if not option, there was not an option here, and if things would have not worked out in a way where I don't get to play for India or things don't change for women's cricket, I had an option. But in my head, I just felt that this is what I want to do.
Because you've hustled as well. You've seen it at a phase where it wasn't evolved, where it wasn't as big, where you didn't know whether you could make money out of it or not. So even to continue on that path without knowing what it looks like, just purely based on passion.
मैंने सोचा ही नहीं actually all these things, no. Like it was just a thing where you do things and you just keep doing things because you love doing something. Never thought that I have to make money out of it or this is my profession or whatever. I don't think मैंने इतना सब चीजें सोची ही. I was just like, this is what I like. I am enjoying doing this thing. I'm going to do this. It's just like, that sort of a thing. I don't think I took, because at 14, 15, you don't think like this is gonna be your career or no. You just do things which you love doing.
I miss that. I miss being that age and not thinking about anything else other than what makes you happy. That, no matter what that looked like, whether it was who you were dating, what you were doing, it was just in the moment.
Yeah, like luckily, of course, of course, it your like family plays a huge role also
Yeah.
to get you, like make you do whatever you want to do. So mom and I were pretty chill. Mom had only one instruction for me that whatever you select, you make sure that you be the best of it or you go till the end. Don't leave it midway. If you're leaving it midway, don't start it. So that's the only message. And I was like, okay, whatever you say. Because I was always like, my mom was like an inspirational person. Like, she used to take care of house and, do exhibitions too. So for me, I was always looking up to like a strong woman who's taking care of the house. And for me, I was like, wow, like, I want to help her. So I always took whatever she said was very seriously.
Yeah, I know you come from a very your family's always been super supportive. But were there any, sort of external voices that said, "Why are you doing this? You don't go out in the sun; you'll become dark." I've heard so many, I've heard that so many times. Wearing shorts for that matter, or doing anything that was outside of the norm. Did you ever hear that?
Luckily, of course, it did happen, but it only happened till my mom died. Like, it never came till me because my mom died were like that protective shield around me, that it never came that people are saying these things. Or I was not even mature enough to understand कि क्या बोल रहे. I was like, क्या ही बोले, ठीक है, मुझे क्या करना है. I'm still a very chilled character. I don't care what people think. Like,
Yeah.
I've been always like that. But luckily, like, my mom dad never even like made that a big thing. Like, they used to always say कि उसको जो करना है वो करे. Like, so many times, 2-3 times. See, I can't say relatives and like, now that they'll watch this, it wouldn't they wouldn't feel good
Just
about it
people in
because
general.
it was maybe they felt that this is the right thing to do. That concern was real for them. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't like want to put anyone down in that sense as well. But yeah, they definitely did question that more than cricket or like of course kali ho jayegi ya shadi kaun karega. Proper Marwadi things.
Yeah.
Like, you're a Marwadi, so
Oh, I
you will-
definitely know.
you'll relate a little to that and yeah, because of course at that time, how would you travel? You travel by trains. अकेली लड़की कैसे जाएगी? All those
Safety concerns.
safety concerns, and I wouldn't like because at that time like before the BCCI there was a WCA. We used to sometimes travel in train by general reservation, not even like a reserve bogie and all that. So if I was also maybe someone's masi or auntie or someone
You'd be worried.
bua or something, I would have also been worried that यार वो लड़की कैसे जाएगी अकेले because you don't know exactly where it's happening.
Yeah.
So you would also be concerned. But then yeah, it never did bother my mom, dad, or didn't bother me as well. So that was a really good thing that it never came till me.
Yeah.
They were like तुझे पसंद है ना. So my dad traveled with me for first second tour. So he was like मैं travel करूँगा उसके साथ. तो करना है वो करेगी. I will be there with her.
Yeah.
So I think when I was 9-10 and I got selected, my dad came with me to the, I think, Meerut we went first time for my under 15s. I don't remember. I was 9.
You were 9 years old.
Yeah, I was
Competing.
9 year old. Yeah. So my dad traveled with me and he was there around me always. So like, of course, those questions were not there that अकेले कैसे रहेगी. And about shadi and all, so my mom and dad were like, don't worry, you're going to be capable enough that people will want to marry you. So that question, they never had it like, do whatever you like. Any which way, we are not stressed about that. We would want you to be married, or we would want all of those things to happen when you're capable enough, and the guy would be wanting to marry you for what you've done, not because it's a thing that you have
Yeah.
to get married. So they were pretty clear about it.
That's so cool to be brought up that way without having any of these things, and the fact that they shielded you and protected you from all of this, whatever people were saying in their comments, and didn't let that get to you. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. Even till date, I think they don't. The only question my mom asks is, "Beta khana khaya kya?" Like,
That's love. That's
Like-
pure Marwadi love.
like, so you get 100, you get a 0, you get
Yeah.
whatever runs you get. Like, the world would be different, right? For us, we see like literally a world of difference. You score 100 and come and people talk to you in a different way. Sometimes you have a bad tour and people will talk to you in a different way. For cricketers, it's just like it can just change in like 4 games or 5 games, and then you realize how people are talking to you as well. Like, sometimes it's a little extra as well. So, because in India, cricket, people love cricket.
it's a
They know,
religion.
they know, and everyone knows that how to play cricket. So like all of those things are there. But then best thing is that my family never questions anything. I get runs, I don't get runs, we lose, we win, whatever. Only thing they care is like, are you okay? It's fine. So that's the best thing, because 2 WPLs, we had that 2 different seasons. First season we couldn't make it to the playoffs. We had a really bad season. They were still the same. Second season we won. I came back home. They were still the same. So for me, it's just like you're coming back to the same people when they're going to be same. So
It's
you don't stress
unconditional,
so much.
right?
Yeah,
It's
you
just
don't stress a
unconditional.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's stable. You have that stability and that normalcy to come back to, and it's not fluctuating and it's not fleeting and it doesn't change based on your accomplishments. It's just
Yeah, I do get scared when I score and I come and my brother is gonna taunt me. Like, एक दो बार ऐसा हुआ कि I came out of a very good tour and I was like player of the series or something. I came and I forgot. Like, अभी होटल में रहते तो बहुत बार भूल जाते हैं कि आप प्लेट रख दो.
हाँ.
So my mom and my क्या अभी स्कोर करके आएगी तो प्लेट भी नहीं रखेगी क्या? So all of those things now that I'm more cautious when I'm doing well. I'm like, no, I have to behave. I do anything, they're gonna think that yeah, भाई इसको मस्ती आ गई है.
They keep you humble. I think that's
Yeah,
what I get. Your family definitely keeps you humble.
Yeah, for sure. And I don't know what would I do without like them keeping me this way. Maybe I would also just be like, oh,
Yeah, because that's why I was asking, if the fame doesn't get to your head, you're exactly the same who you were even before. What's the biggest difference you've seen from, say, the 9-year-old or the 15-year-old Smriti to the 27-year-old Smriti sitting with me today? What's the biggest change, apart from obviously
I started speaking
the speeches?
Yeah, I started speaking well. Maybe more mature. See, after 2 years, I'll be better.
Come back with Marwari.
Yeah.
Come back and do
I
Marwari
start speaking Marwari
podcast.
till then.
I'll improve my Marathi, I promise.
Yeah, so
But
we can do a regional thing.
done.
Yeah.
But
But no, I don't think massively there's been change. Of course, maturity has come a lot more. Like, as a 9-year-old to now, it's been a lot of difference. You experience a lot of things, especially when you're traveling since you're 11 and we are playing cricket. So many ups and downs, good patches, rough patches, injuries, and all of those things change you a lot as a person. Maybe I've become a lot more calmer now. My mom and dad used to be like, "Isko kuch," like, if you tell me not to do something, I would do that.
oh
You
yeah,
have to come and tell me in a very sweet way that, please do. And then I would listen to you. If you shout at me, I would be a rebel. Like, I was that sort of a kid.
yeah.
I was like a proper rebel. Like,
Oh, same.
because see, as a girl, and I think that was also very important because I was the only girl practicing in like 70-80 boys. If I would have not been that way, maybe मुझे batting कम भी ज़्यादा मिलती नहीं. You had to fight for those things. So I was like a proper, like my coach who I have with 15 years, you should sometimes sit down and hear my stories. Like, if I'm angry, I would just leave my cricket kit and I would just walk off the ground. I don't think I've said this in any interviews also. It's just strange. But yeah, I was like a big rebel. Like, and then I remember once, first time I was touring somewhere, my mom made me sit and was like, see, tu Sangli mein thi, beta. It was all good. You weren't fought with anyone, it is fine.
Yeah,
But
we
now
could
you're
have
going
been-
to Pune or you're going, so make sure you don't do all those things because, we don't want you to be in any sort of a danger or anything. We want you to be safe. And maybe since then, I really changed. I calmed down a lot more. Then I realized staying alone,
Yeah.
I can't do those things. Then maybe there was like a switch where it was like I was a different person altogether in 3 days. But
Really, 3
yeah,
days?
3-4 days I was like my mom told me something and I would take it till the T.
Wow.
Like, if my mom told me that, like, I used to lie a lot as a kid. मतलब कप फोड़ दिया बॉल से खेलते खेलते फुट के साफ करके आई यूज्ड टू पुट इट इन द डस्टबिन एंड मॉम यूज्ड टू लाइक वेयर इज द कप एंड आई यूज्ड टू नॉट से लाइक क्या पता है वो भाई ने फोड़ दिया होगा ये हो गया होगा वो हो गया होगा
Poor Moxie.
yeah so I as a like I used to go eat chocolates and I should like कहाँ गए पैसा and then मुझे नहीं पता all those like a lot of things I used to like just lie and my mom made me sit down and like you don't lie do anything come and tell me I will not shout at you. Then my mindset was like, डांटने नहीं वाली तो क्या डर बोल
Did she
देते.
stick to that?
Huh?
Did she stick to that? Did
Yeah, she never shouted. Like, after that, I remember मैंने आग भी लगाई नहीं थी घर पे गलती से
What is this child?
Yeah, I was like, it was mom told sometime back I was a different child.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't know the extent of it.
no, I was like a proper different child. I would like, I had this fascination of burning papers and just throwing it down on the.
Pyromaniac, proper pyromaniac.
Yeah, just time pass. बोर होता था घर पे तो मैं ऐसे ऐसे so like just and there were rebel things whatever. So पापा का कुछ पड़ा था सामान तो उस पे थोड़ा सा balls पड़े थे
थोड़ा
pop balls. थोड़ी सी आग लग गई. As a kid, now I got scared. I jumped in the balcony and I was trying to give it air. I didn't know what's gonna happen. Air caught, the fire was more. I didn't realize what to do. I went, I got scared. I didn't even tell my mom that I just slept off.
Oh,
Like, I was
God.
scared. Mom, because it was plastic, mom could smell it. She went in the balcony and I'm just looking ki kya kar rahi hai mommy. And then she took a water, like a bucket, and she poured water. And I was like, why did I not think of it? Why did I not pour water? And like, so then after that, she was like, किसने लगाई यार, क्या हो गया? And I'm like, गर्मी बहुत है. Like little bit I lied there.
Oh, so you're trying to get out of it.
Yeah, and then after 5-6 hours, I only went to my mom and I was like, मम्मी वो जो हुआ था ना, मैंने ही करा था.
She obviously knew.
Yeah, she kind of
Yeah.
knew, but she didn't tell me that time. She wanted me to tell her by her. So I went and she's like, कोई नहीं बेटा मुझे पता है. Next time ऐसा हुआ ना तो मुझे उठा देना. So
Wow.
yeah. So then then I became like a good girl. Then I became a good kid. And then now that's why I'm like.
That's why
That's
I
why
see
people
this
now when people
calm
see
side
me
of-
calm and they talk to me and they say, oh, you never get angry on field. You just like.
I see that anger as you taking up space. I feel like because it was such a male dominated space and you had to be seen and you had to, sort of make space for yourself. I almost see that anger as you trying to fit in.
इतना मैंने सोचा नहीं.
ये पूरा psychology therapy,
yeah,
like it's
इतना
like
मैंने
a
सोचा
full
नहीं.
therapy lesson. But you know what you're saying कि batting time नहीं मिलता या कोई ball नहीं देता या कोई आपकी तरफ देखता नहीं. Maybe I was just thinking that aggression was as a way of you being seen.
But it was nothing to do with female and male. भैया के साथ भी, I remember भैया was so quiet at that time. He was like, my mom and dad used to give me like, देख गुस्से, सी गुस्से, तू देख कैसे. He was like, people will even like do anything to him and go, he would not say a single word. And
Complete opposite.
completely opposite. Even like people used to not give him batting and they used to do a lot of things. ऐसे कुछ नहीं है कि लड़का लड़की. There's always a lot of favoritism in clubs.
Yeah.
When you're growing up कि ये बच्चा उसका है, इसका है, इसका बच्चा है, इसको ज़्यादा बैटिंग देंगे, वो सब होता है, that's normal.
Yeah.
But I just feel it's just there कि oh they are paying so much fees or they are doing this, they'll get a little extra batting. And Bhaiya was very like,
Yeah, I
You
think
would let it go.
You fought for both, like the two of you together. I think you fought enough for two people at the same time, so he didn't have to do anything.
ऐसा
just
ना
knew
नहीं, मैं
Smriti was
भैया के
leaving.
लिए नहीं झगड़ी कभी.
अच्छा, तो
मैं
खुद
अपने
के
अपना
लिए.
है, खुद
That's
के लिए. वो उसका देख लेगा. But then yeah, भैया, I don't know, yeah, he was very very quiet. Like even with both of us, it was always him who's like, मम्मी ये मार रही है, मम्मी, he's elder to me, and
Yeah.
he was the one who would always like, मतलब he could hit me maybe, but he was very good boy.
He could-
बेचारा ऐसा था कि उसको जैसे हमको कुछ देते दूध या जो भी च्यवनप्राश, and I used to like to eat a lot, so and I used to take his also and he should be like ले
बेचारा.
हाँ, he would never. मम्मी अभी भी उसको इसीलिए मम्मी will always be on his side more is because he will not speak for himself and I will fight for my own self. Like as a kid also I was like that.
Yeah.
So हमारा उल्टा होता था कि like घर पे so many times in last 8-10 years, if he wanted to do something, I would fight with my mom dad कि भैया को दे दो करने के लिए. It's the other way always.
It's
Like,
always the other way around. Yeah.
He's also done it for me like twice or thrice when I wanted to go to a like friend's house for like night or
Sleepovers
something. Yeah,
and-
sleepover.
Huh.
Like we have like 3-4 like we are girls and in school though you like want to.
Yeah.
And if my mom says like, "Arey, you don't know," and all that, my mom bhaiya is like, "I'll drop her. I'll get her.
Wow.
You just send her." So he's also done it, but it's been the majorly opposite. Like
Yeah, not
I
a
would-
Marwadi family I've ever heard of. Trust me, this everything that I've heard so far, this is not a typical Marwadi family. I will tell you that.
Maybe we separated very like just like from 5 years we had like a few issues and then we couldn't earlier we used to stay in a big joint family.
Yeah.
My father has 3 brothers, 5 sisters. Dadaji's has 2-3 proper big joint
Oh, yeah.
Marwadi family.
Yeah,
We used to all stay together and then we separated. So maybe then after that it just
it changed.
Yeah. Before that, मुझे कुछ याद नहीं, मैं 4 years की थी. So I don't know what was there. But after that, I think it was just because, of course, as I said, we like not having a house of your own and all of those things and those circumstances also makes like it
Makes
changes
you
a lot.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it was very different for us growing up.
Yeah.
जनरली मारवाड़ी का कैसा बिजनेस है, सब चलता है अच्छे से है.
Oh yeah.
हाँ,
I
हमारा
will-
थोड़ा अलग हो गया, थोड़ा था वैसा, then we changed. So maybe that also made them change a lot.
Of course, because they also had to build everything again.
Yeah,
ground
like
up,
yeah,
right?
from zero. We had to start
Yeah.
from bottom from the time we were born. So
Yeah.
it was different.
So you've seen both those sides. You've seen everything being okay and then everything not being okay.
I didn't
and
see
then-
everything being okay a lot. My brother did because I was 3-4 when the problems started for
Yeah.
us, like those issues.
You mentioned that you used to be the only girl most of the time. Did you ever hear the words, why are you playing like a girl? Or don't, bat like a girl, don't feel like a girl. Did you ever take that as an insult? And how do you feel about it now?
Yeah, so many times I think because as you said, I was the only girl playing, and it's not changed completely even now. Even sometimes someone, like if I'm playing with guys and someone misfeels or something happened, the first thing is like, अरे लड़की जैसे feeling क्यों कर रहा है? And I'm there, right there. I just feel like it just become a very cultural thing in India, not only with cricket, but someone is driving bad, you just say that ये लड़की जैसे क्यों चला रहा है?
Yeah.
Or someone is crying, ये लड़की जैसे क्यों रो रहा है? So I just feel like if you want to say something bad to that person, it's fine. And don't term it as लड़की जैसे क्यों कर रहा है? That is like you're putting a girl down.
Yeah.
That is one thing which I always felt. Like, of course, people are much more careful around me now with cricketing things, but still so many. It's not only any other people. Even for us, हमारे मुंह में, like it's in our mouth also. So I feel as a whole, we need to change this and just it's a good shot, a bad shot, or whatever. There's a proper term to it. You don't gender that thing that लड़की ऐसा मारती है, लड़का ऐसा मारता है, or anything. Just like make it like a good shot or a bad shot or a good fielding or a bad fielding.
Yeah.
So, but it will take time. Because it's just there inbuilt in us.
Yeah, cultural conditioning.
मतलब आप भी अभी गाड़ी चलाओगे ना, like it's a very normal thing. सब आपके सामने कोई किसी ने कुछ भी खराब करा गाड़ी में, तो
Yeah.
फर्स्ट थिंग यू विल बी लाइक अरे शायद आंटी है या लड़की होगी या कोई, तो फर्स्ट थिंग कम्स इन योर माइंड इज
That's
दैट.
Speaking of gender, what are your thoughts on female cricket and it just being cricket where the male cricket is the default? That's the standard. That is what is mainstream. But you need these qualifiers and these adjectives when you're talking about women's IPL becomes WPL, whereas the IPL is just, and whenever you're talking about a cricketer is just assumed to be the male cricketer, and then you need to add women cricketer or, that qualifier. How do you feel about that? Because I've read this somewhere that the less powerful noun takes the adjective. When you're thinking about a nurse, you would just say like nurse, and people would assume that it's a female nurse. But when
Okay.
you're specifying and
Yeah.
you want to talk about a male nurse, then that you would add male nurse.
That's
to
what
it.
I
You
was
would add
going to
a female
come
doctor.
to you, like that. It's not to do with the gender. I just feel because people have watched guys play for so many years that it's just become a very normal thing, and then when a girl plays, they have to specify that a girl is playing. But it's changing massively now because even if you hear a lot of commentators, they will not mention batsmen. Now they started batter, which is which has been changing massively
Yeah.
over time. Like I remember watching men's matches also, and now commentators have tried to make an effort where they are actually calling batter. So yeah, so see, these are small tiny steps, and more we are on TV, more people feel people know more about women's cricket and they have been watching it.
Yeah.
It will become a very normal thing, and maybe after 5 years, these terms won't exist as well.
Yeah.
Maybe
Sports person also, right?
yeah, it's not
Sportsman,
become sports person. Earlier it was sportsman.
Yeah.
So, a lot of terms have been changing and it will keep changing over years. The more visibility women's cricket or any women's sport gets.
So it has improved and it has changed.
Massively, I think
Over the
40-50% it's changed.
Yeah.
Because I see in men's matches, they are using those terms.
Yeah.
So, definitely it is changing massively.
What about viewership?
So, yeah, of course, there is a difference. I wouldn't lie that I would say, oh, we've reached the same viewership and all. Of course, there's a difference. But WPL and the World Cups have changed a lot of those things for women's cricket. Nowadays, people watch WPL, they follow WPL like I remember first season when we didn't do well, I couldn't face people, and I didn't feel it ever like that. I was like, okay, they're gonna judge me that I'm not, that sort of a feeling that people are. We randomly walked into a ice cream parlor and people we were talking कि अरे वो वाले मैच में उसने अच्छा नहीं करा, वो लड़की ने वैसा खेल लिया. Earlier, a lot of this conversation used to happen of men's cricket.
Yeah.
So now it's changing massively. Of course, the viewerships are really high. And I think now more than anything, anywhere and everywhere we go, people know what tours we are playing, where we are playing. Especially who follow men's cricket as well, and as much like the proper cricket fans. I feel they know what's happening with women's cricket also. They've been following everything. They know when is the World Cup, what's happening. Literally, we go to airports and people say that, oh, you should have played that shot this way and that way, and or all of that. ठीक है, I know it is a little issue where we feel like अरे क्या है, but then at the end we feel really happy as women cricketers that they've started doing this appreciation and criticism. That means they care.
Yeah, they're taking it
Yeah,
seriously.
they're taking it very seriously. I meet people who actually like post the WPL win now. In last 4 months I've encountered n number of people who have literally cried in front of me and saying you don't know what you have done for us, like as RCB fans. So of course for them trophy is trophy. So
Yeah.
they didn't think that, oh, who's getting it, what is happening, that's a different thing altogether. So they just like I've and as a women cricketer, I went out to toss in the first match and I had Chinnaswamy. There's one instance which I would never forget is I couldn't hear what the question the interviewer I was asking me. It was that loud, and for us to experience something of that sort, was something like, okay, we do that when we go to bat, we get a cheer, we can't hear anything. There's all of those, but for a toss in a women's match, I had never expected that would ever happen. And that day, I just saw around and I was like, wow, women's cricket is winning. Like it didn't feel like, oh, Smriti Mandana, oh, RCB, or nothing. It just felt like
All of us, the whole
all
collective.
of whole of fraternity, we just wanted this,
Yeah.
and it's happening. Like people are coming out in numbers and cheering. Like this WPL for me was definitely different. Like without the winning thing and all that is different, but the whole experience of seeing people turn out for women's cricket the way they did was a experience.
Because your brother mentioned that as well. The first time he saw you play 9 years ago
Yeah.
versus now, the attendance.
Yeah, we played in 500 people before. Now we play in front of 30,000, 80. We've filled the MCG stadium at 90,000 people during a World Cup match. So, things have changed massively for us. And for us to actually experience both sides of it, like
Yeah.
pre-2017, we've played in a place where same stadium we used to play and there used to be no one. And now at the same stadium, you can't enter the stadium, you can't come out of the stadium. You just feel all of those things for the last 4 years, and it's just growing every year, which is such a positive thing. And not only for me, but just imagine parents watching this on TV, and they come out to academies and they actually say that मुझे मेरी बच्ची को इंडिया खिलाना है. This used to not happen along. Like I'm
Yeah.
talking about 10 years back.
Yeah.
Lot of like parents used to come कि मेरे बच्चे को मुझे क्रिकेट इंडिया के लिए खिलाना है, ये करना है. Now they come and like मेरी लड़की है, अच्छी बैटिंग करती है, मुझे इसको इंडिया खिलाना है या WPL खिलाना है, which is a good
That's a
thing,
win.
which has and I would say it's changed 80%. It's a huge growth in
Yeah.
like 5 years.
How do you feel about the media representation of female cricketers? How female cricketers are represented in media? How they're like written about, spoken about?
Media has played a huge role in getting women's cricket where it is. Media and social media, I feel.
So it's been
bec-
positive.
yeah, it's been very, very positive. I always, whenever I meet all the media people, I just always thank them because they had a huge role to play to get women's cricket to where it is. Like I think in 2017 when we made it to the finals, if it was not social media, that World Cup would have been not been that big as it was, because in social media people got to know this is happening. Indian women's team is doing well, and even media people to cover it the way they did. I feel both media and social media have a huge role to play. कितना भी हम लोग कुछ भी बोल लो media को, social media को, but I think without them, especially for women's cricket to reach where it is, see, men's cricket maybe would have not needed it because it was already there. Maybe they needed it back in 1983 when Kapil Dev and that team, Kapil Dev sir and that team won the World Cup. But they had already reached a place where they didn't need it a lot. But for us in the last 5 years, social media and media has actually taken women's cricket a notch higher in terms of viewership and people getting to know what's happening.
What's one accomplishment that you want to your name? What's an accolade that you haven't won yet that you?
Oh, World Cup. So that's one thing, of course. If you start playing cricket, you want to win a World Cup for India. We've been really close, few heartbreaks here and there. But yeah, it would be great to win World Cups. Not one, but a few for
What about
India.
a personal accomplishment?
Personal only would be this only.
Personal would be that as well.
Yeah, that would like because we are in team sport and we have to that's one thing which because personally whatever you've achieved, like you've got as a batter whatever awards you've got, sometimes when your team is not doing well you don't feel happy about it. You score a 80 and your team loses, you come back to the room very sad. And even if you get out on 10 and but we win, you feel happiness. So I don't feel, because we play a team sport, it's always dependent on and also I think cricket is in Olympics in 2028 is the first time it's going to be. So with the World Cup, Olympics also coming, would be a good thing to feel that winning thing.
What are your thoughts on becoming the future captain of the national team?
There are no thoughts. I feel only focus right now is whatever best I could do in whatever space I am. I'm the vice captain for last 6-7 years. So whatever
Captain of RCB.
yeah, captain of RCB. But in terms of the national team, whatever I could do, because we have a good 6 months coming up. We have a World Cup next year as well at home, and this year we have it in Bangladesh T20 World Cup. So in that space, whatever best I could do, the focus is that at the moment. That we will see. I think whenever it comes, we'll have another podcast for that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Right. But what do you like as a leader? What do you like as a captain? What does leadership mean to you?
I think for me, with the most important quality of leadership is you shouldn't make yourself different from the others. Like, as captain, you can sometimes feel that, you have to tell them this, that, whatever. But I feel as a captain or a leader, it's very important to understand them, and they should feel like I am their own. If that is happening, is when they will be able to share things with me, and I'll be able to help them, or other way also. It should be the other way also. Sometimes I would be in trouble, and I should be able to seek things as well. So yeah, I feel that one quality for me is the biggest thing, and I feel captainship and leadership is all about knowing your teammates. If you don't know your teammates, you cannot do anything. You can be stats wise or tactically the greatest, but if you don't know your players, or you don't understand what they are feeling, you can have 100 types of tactics that this field and that field. But if you're not understanding that bowler's headspace is little, maybe he's not able to do the way he is. So how do I go to his headspace and make him come out of it? If I can't have that, I don't think anything works. So I think the biggest quality for me is to just understand my teammates, be around them, know what they're feeling, and then of course the tactics and all. We have a video analyst. All of those things come in place. But the major thing is the human connect.
You're the highest paid WPL player.
I know you're not gonna get this up.
Oh, I definitely am. So you're the highest paid WPL player. You were the highest bid at the auction. But I also know that you're Marwadi, and Marwadis are known to be super stingy with
You're
their money.
Marwadi too,
I'm
right?
Marwadi as
Yeah.
well, which is our relation. How does Smriti Mandana spend, or a better question is, how does she save her money or invest her money?
Good question. I think I'm good with money. Like, not with money means
Good
I'm
with
good with
making money.
invest. Not making.
Yes.
I don't mean that. I mean I'm good with investments. I think because of course being a Marwadi helps. Having a
It's
Marwadi
an
parent and a brother also helps. They also they know where to invest, what to do, and where. Plus, I don't think I'm a big spender. Like I don't spend a
What's your
lot on
most prized possession?
like living in houses and all that stuff.
Yeah.
How
Something that you bought for yourself that you're really
bought for myself.
proud
I
of.
bought a car, which I'm really happy about. I can't name the car, but yeah, I'm happy about the car I bought. That was maybe the first thing I bought for myself because till then I've always got home for my mom, dad, and bhaiya here. That's a good price position. Then, of course, having a cafe was pretty cool to
Yeah,
start
your own
that.
cafe
Yeah,
finally.
that was pretty nice too. That's a good investment. Plus, yeah, there are a few here and there. Of course, I can't. But yeah, I think I'm pretty. I don't spend a lot on things which are materialistic. Like I have, of course, this there is a chunk of money dedicated to that for my own happiness.
Yeah.
But then that's a very less chunk of money. It's not that I have a percentage that I would just spend that much. I don't like to just show that, oh, I have. So that's not like what I am. I like to just invest in the way where maybe it will help me in the future or it will give good returns. And then, of course, I just said having your mom, dad, and Bhaiya as Marwadi,
Yeah.
it helps for them to understand what's the thing. Now, recently, of course, we have started a new project, which we are really excited about. Whenever it's done, will be if there's a choice, I'll put it out. But yeah, that's something which now I have invested, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah. You made a comment a few years ago on gender equity in cricket. And I know that recently BCCI announced equal pay. What are your thoughts on the same when it comes to endorsements? Is there equity in that, or how far along has that come?
Yeah, like BCCI announcing equal pay was such a nice thing. I think because culturally where India is, and we are the first board to do that in the world, which is so cool, which
Incredible.
is so nice that
Yeah.
we coming from India, we didn't expect that, but yeah, that's a really nice thing which BCCI did, and which we are really all happy about. Leave the money part, but just the whole feeling of getting that
Equal
equal
recognition.
respect and equal stuff, that is pretty nice. Earlier, when the brand used to get attached to us, the more conversation it was like, it'll be good for you guys that we are attaching to you, and it used to be the other
And it
way.
was them giving you more value.
Yeah, and now in last 3-4 years, the more conversation I hear is that you are adding a lot of value to our brand. So those sort of conversations is what we want.
Yeah.
People might assume that, oh, money is a part, this is a part, that is a part. But all I feel as women cricketers or women athletes, or I don't know, any girl would want is like, these sort of conversation where you feel that they are wanting you, that respect is equal. Same with, I think, the sport cricket. Like when we get to hear those things where they show the same interest what they show for men's, leave the pay, leave the equality of in the money part, that is okay, that's gonna happen, like it's gonna keep changing.
Yeah.
But that's something which I really feel happy about, that now there's that equal amount of criticism, appreciation, and equal amount of that feeling that we want to have her, she's going to add a lot of value to us. Our products are going to sell because of her face. That is something which we want. We leave money part.
Yeah.
So I feel that has changed massively. Like 3 years back, what brands I did to now, last 3 years, it's a whole world of difference, where how they speak to us in terms. पहले ऐसे था कि हम लोग पे वो एक like they are doing like a favor that they are having us as a women cricketer. Now it's more like we are adding value to them. So I feel I'm really happy with that. And of course we have to keep World Cups, and we have to keep winning for India, and all of those, for a lot of things to improve in terms of number of female participation in the sport. So yeah.
Speaking of criticism, has there ever been like a really harsh criticism that you took to heart, or how do you deal with criticism in general?
No, I don't think anything comes to my heart. Firstly, I believe that if I can really take the appreciation, I should be able to take criticism. Otherwise, don't take both. That's my philosophy on it.
The good and the bad.
Yeah, if you can, like, if someone is talking good, you want to hear. Why bad? तो अरे पागल है. Why?
Yeah.
So I am like, if it would have affected me, I would have not read or seen anything. But it doesn't affect me. They talk good about me, I'll be still the same. They'll talk bad about me, I'll still be the same. So, but for people like my teammates, who they get affected from a little bit of criticism or anything, they come to me and I'm just telling them, don't read, or don't talk to
Don't
people.
engage with
Yeah,
it.
don't do it. Shouldn't come till your ear. If till it's not coming to your ear, you don't know what people are thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm like, just then be peaceful. Otherwise, if it's not affecting, so I don't think it does. More than the criticism part, I feel the fact that you've let your team down in your own expectations, that hurts. Like sometimes you are not able to play a certain way and then your team loses, that definitely takes a lot of time to get over. But I really don't care about like what's happening. I'm fine with it.
How do you feel confident, or where do you get your confidence from?
I think family only, because
Family.
that's one thing I come back to. And second thing is work ethics. I really believe that you have a good day, you have a bad day. Go back and do those things, which, like, sitting in a room and crying about it wouldn't help a lot of people. But the time I do that, I feel, oh, okay, something's wrong with me. Like, if I have a bad day, the next morning, if I go and do my things, like maybe whatever, gym or my batting session and all of that, you kind of forget what's happened yesterday. You just go like, okay, it's a new day. I'm back to normal. So I just feel those two things are really important to me, for me to just get over things. So yeah, those two things I'm really like. Anything happens, talk to family, be on a video call, makes you feel home. And second is like, go back to your basics. Like that's the best thing you could do. Like anything, anyone, like if any problem in life, our first reaction to that is that you want to isolate, you don't want to talk. That's fine, but don't want to talk, but do your things. I feel like you should go out there, do your stuff, do what your routine is, and that makes you feel better than any pep talk or any talks with anyone in the world. Like, you can go in pep talks, you'll feel 15 minutes, you'll feel happy, oh, nice, I'm feeling good. But again, you have to go to the room and deal with it by your own self only. So rather get up, do your things, do things which makes you feel like, okay, you're over it. So for me, it's about a good batting session, a good workout session. All those things make me feel, yes, I'm back. So and then you forget what's happened in the last match.
Is
So
it the same with self-doubt?
yeah, same. I think with everything, whoever comes to me, I just feel like self-sympathizing is the easiest thing you can do. यार नहीं हो रहा है, बैटिंग नहीं हो रही, यार मेरे से ऐसे बोल रहा है वो, all those things. I think that's the easiest thing to do.
Like self-pity and
Yeah, self pity. Yeah, like that's. I feel that is like. I just feel like, okay, I'm not judging it, but I just feel that's the easiest way to look at it. There's another way is, okay, it's happening now. What do I do about it? Because you can't keep doing that, right? You can do that for half an hour and then
Yeah.
you have to snap out of it. So for me, snapping out of it is like going back and doing my things, my routines, and going back and doing whatever at that point of time I feel that it's going to help me. Sitting in a hotel room, sometimes people think, oh, you guys stay in great hotels and this. Sometimes a hotel room can be the most lonely place for you. Like if you're alone and you are going through something. But I feel the best, for me, that works wonders. मैं किसी से भी बात कर लूँ, कोई भी मुझे pep talk दे दे, anything happens, I will not be over it till I don't go and do things right again. Like, so I feel that is how I look at it. People feel it's over practical sometimes, but then I've lived
That's
my
how
life
you
like
have to
that.
be.
Like I have lived my life like that. I wouldn't force anyone, but that's how I feel. I feel रोके क्या ही होना है. Like even after World Cups, okay, I'll be sad for 3-4 days. This should have happened, that should have happened. Fourth day I sit down and write, okay, these are the things I want to work on in my batting, in my bowling. I'm not bowling, I don't bowl. In my batting, in my fielding, in my fitness, and whatever. And that's it. Back to action. Like
Do you take your wins and losses personally?
depends of what's exactly happened and how it is. But of course, like a loss definitely hurts you for a half an hour or 1 hour, like, what's happened, what you could do better, or did you give 100%? But sometimes you lose and you feel that you've given 100%, it doesn't affect you a lot. Sometimes you feel that, oh, you could have done these things more and we could have won, is when you feel a little more like, you feel a little more sad that, okay, maybe. But yeah, very rarely. I think it's just half an hour. मेरा हर चीज़ half an hour है. Happiness, if like any win, any loss, happiness, sadness, everything is half an hour. Half an hour के बाद
That's the
I'm out.
processing time.
Yeah, half an hour I'll be quiet. I won't talk to anyone. I'll be on my own. 31st minute I'll snap out of it.
Wow.
I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't think I've been in something for more than half an hour. Like majorly.
What's your routine like every single day?
Off the tour and on the tour, it's very different.
Tell me about both.
On the tour, definitely we are playing so many matches. So if we have a match and then we have a recovery session or something, next day Depends if we have an off day or we have something, then maybe an hour of gym session, 2 3 hours of practice with the team, and again the recovery session or something. My trainer is gonna tell me now that after watching this that itne recovery to kabhi nahi karti. But I do try and do like I've become a good girl in last 3 4 months now. So yeah, like 6 5 6 hours of these things, and then I chill with friends, my teammates. We become like a family now. It just feels like, they are. I spend more time with them more than my family nowadays. So it's become like a family. We chill. We play a lot of games. I play a lot of video games, so that helps me. So that's majority of it. Off the tour is when the actual work is, where we because on tour we can't put our workload in a way where we are tired in the match. We have to keep our bodies fresh as well. Off the tour, if we have some 15 days, then it depends. The trainer gives you the schedule, and then might be running in a gym session together as well sometimes. And 4 5 hours of batting depends of how I'm batting and what I want to work on. It can go anywhere between 2 hours to 7 8 hours. Depends on how I am batting and how I'm feeling about my batting. Sometimes 1 hour, 1.5 hours is enough. Sometimes you're not feeling the way you want to with your batting. You bat a little longer, and then a lot of family time. Like lot of time like chatting here with mom dad.
Any advice when it comes to fitness regime or anything that you follow for any other young female athletes watching as well?
I feel this advice is not to do something with me, but now that the way fitness culture is going in India, I feel the biggest advice I would give is you do you. You do what suits your body is why it's very important. We are 15 girls. We are all have different workouts. Everyone has their own way of, training in a way where they will be fit for the match or they'll feel good about themselves. So now what is happening that we are trying to be on social media and see people who the way they are working out, what they're eating, what's happening, and we're trying to copy it.
Yeah.
But does it suit you? Do you really need it? I think those are two questions which you need to ask to yourself every day.
Those are important questions.
Yeah, sometimes for a normal girl who's not playing, if they want to just do a good yoga session and some stretching session is maybe enough, or a good walk. I wouldn't go tell them that do strength. Maybe someone else who needs strength, I would, depends on the way. But now I feel it's just become a thing where, oh, that athlete or that actor or that actress is doing this and I need to do that. I feel that is something which I'm worried about. Like, you do what suits your body and try those things, see what you're feeling and know your body and eat those things which are suiting your body. Train in a way which suits you and which makes you feel good about yourself. Like, you train, if you're not an athlete, you train to feel good about yourself, right? You don't train to run a certain way or be a certain way.
Yeah.
So that has to, I feel, don't train to look a certain way. Like, you need to feel good about yourself.
Absolutely. How do you stay disciplined?
I feel after a point when you play for a country, you don't need any other motivation to be disciplined. So yeah,
Your job is your
that is our job, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you kind of feel that if you miss out any sessions, you feel something you're doing wrong to the. So I would lie if I say that, oh, I don't like to miss sessions, and there are days where I want to sleep a lot, and there are days where I want to eat anything. And I do also sometimes.
You
There is
listen to your
that the
body.
cheat day sometimes. Sometimes I don't want to train. I would maybe not that train, not maybe not, but depends when you want to do that and when you don't. Of course, on tour I can't do those things for sure. I am very disciplined. Of course, off the tour sometimes there are days where 3 days I'll just come home, want to spend time with family. I wouldn't do much. But then most of the times it's about, even if your head says that, you have to say that, chalo, uto bas ho gaya. So, but I think after a point you reach a place where you feel you're doing injustice if you're not training or you're doing your things right, and then you start doing those things right. So yeah, I think I've reached that in last couple of months now.
Yeah. What about your mindset and attitude on the field?
I'm pretty chill. Like, I think I smile a lot more than I should. Yeah, I don't know. Like, people who've seen me, watched me, would say that. Yeah, I am very aggressive in my head, but somehow I am a little expressionless. I don't know. There's some problem with having extra emotions on my. Like, if we win, I can't jump around. If we lose, I can't cry. Yeah, there's like, I am just like
You're neutral about
Yeah, I'm just neutral. It's just like a poker face. Like it's just there. Yeah, and this, but of course, in my head, I am like, you know, I need to dominate. I need to do this, but it never comes out on my face.
What is that athlete's mindset? If I had to get inside your brain and think the way that you do to stay disciplined, to stay focused, to stay motivated, and to really push boundaries, what does that thought process look like in your head?
I feel like for me it's about simplifying things because a lot of people will be like मुझे वैसा करना है. That's your end level. Like say normally you wanna lose these many kgs of weight, whatever, and that's your main goal. And then you start doing things. But for me it's about simplifying it and doing it into shorter goals. So how for me to stay disciplined is like I don't look like oh एक साल मुझे ये करना है. I'm like okay week to week. So I write my goals. I write that this week I have to do that 15 days, 30 days, and that I kind of it when you sit down and think 7 दिन करना है अच्छा you feel it's okay. When you sit down and say oh एक साल ये चीजें करनी है it complicates you a lot.
Yeah.
So for me it's all about like I want to bat this way. I want to develop this shot. Like there is always a room for development even after playing. So say if I want to work on these shots, I wouldn't think oh एक साल में मुझे ये आना चाहिए. I will cut down those shots into those small things and I'll be like, by next 15 days, I should be able to get in this position to play this shot. After that 15 days. So those sort of things really help me to like one day at a time kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So it's like a little more simple than, being too hard on yourself कि ये सब करना है एक साल के लिए.
So you look at the next step and not the whole mountain. It's literally one foot after the other, and then
yeah,
somehow you
इतना
get to
complicated नहीं है. Life simple है, chill है.
get to the top.
एक दिन जो करना है वो करो उसके बाद आगे बढ़ो. All these complications of life is little too much for me.
Yeah, but I think that's what has worked for you. Yeah. They say behind every successful woman, there's a tribe of other women. Who are the women that have inspired you, that have helped you, supported you, nurtured you, and the women that you look up to?
Big one is my mom first.
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
She's just I think she's guided me at right times, told me right things, and I feel just watching her the way she was, I feel she was a really strong woman, even like as growing up. So watching her was a journey for me, like just yeah, she's been really inspirational. Then Serena Williams is like an athlete who I really look up to. The way she from the place where she came, she fought for her rights, she fought for everything, and then took tennis to a whole different level. So Serena Williams is and of course I like Alex Morgan as well. She's a footballer, plays for USA. So yeah, she's pretty inspirational too, and she's just come back post pregnancy and she's playing again football. Like football is like the toughest sport maybe to come back and play after pregnancy. So really inspirational. So these people are extremely inspirational for me.
I want to talk about the jersey number. I know a lot of times people have asked you, obviously you and Virat both wear the same jersey number 18. You both play for the same franchise. You've also both served as captains for RCB. You currently serve as a captain and he served as a captain before. A lot of times the questions are geared towards the pressure that you feel. And of course, there was this comparison of you winning the trophy, the WPL trophy this year for RCB, whereas the men's team has not been able to do that for 16 seasons. And I loved how you responded to that comparison by saying you look at these as two completely different sports and that's how they should be treated. And of course, he is an incredible player. He's a legend in the sport. So for you to answer that, but how do you really feel about the situation? Do you feel that pressure, or do you feel that sense of pride? Do you feel indifferent towards this? What is wearing that same jersey number and playing for the same franchise? What does it really mean for you?
I don't know how to frame it, but I just feel jersey numbers is a like it's a very kind of an overrated thing in Indian cricket or Indian culture. I like 18. I have it. I have 18.
It's your birthday,
my
right?
birthday, 18
Yeah.
July. He has 18 for his own reasons. Coincidentally became a thing, but like of course
It
like
was his debut, I think. It was
I exactly don't know the
day that
reason.
August 18th. I might be wrong about the exact date, but I think it was the day that it was his debut day, and it was also the day that his dad passed away. So
Yeah,
it ended up
yeah.
becoming an important number for him.
Yeah,
That
so important number for him, again 18. I initially wanted 7 because my roll number was 7 in school. And then, of course, 7 some other girl had taken. So then someone at BCCI told me that, just take 18, your birthday is on 18. So I said, it's okay, give me. I'm just not
Yeah.
fussed on it.
did you make
Coincidence.
that connection then? That Virat also had jersey
He
in the 80s?
was, I don't think no, I don't think. He was just maybe a year or 2 years into. I don't
Yeah.
remember how many years, but no, I didn't even. That's what I'm saying. Jersey number. You just knew, like at that time, you knew Sachin sir wears 10. Otherwise, you don't know a lot of jersey numbers at that time. You didn't. Now, I think it's become a thing even more now in the last 5-6 years. Pehle, you don't. Technically, you know why the jersey number is. Its jersey number is so that scorer will be able to figure out which player is where.
Yeah.
So that is the main reason why jersey numbers are wore.
But there's so much emotional attachment.
Now that I think
that.
it's a public perception how they have
Yeah.
attached all those emotions towards it, which is cool. This is nice. I feel it's not a bad thing, but yeah, I just feel the comparisons leave me out. I think he's, of course, the way whatever he's achieved. I just feel that he should be appreciated in his own way, and I should be appreciated and criticized in my own ways. That shouldn't be linked. We could always talk to each other and say, oh, we have same jersey numbers, but that should have that full stop there. That shouldn't collide with, oh, that happened, oh, same happened, this happened, that happened.
Yeah.
That's like,
So it's not Virat versus Smriti, it's Virat.
oh no, yeah,
and
come on,
Smriti.
why would
Two
we? We are
different
all
things.
Indian cricketers. Firstly, I don't like this versus. Someone
Yeah.
is someone's fan and you have to hate someone else for being that fan. No, we all are Indian cricketers. If you like me, I don't want to hear you praising me and like you're telling about my teammates bad because you want to
Exactly.
praise me. You just praise me. They are all my teammates. Why are you like, same with again, like what with men's, so I just feel like this versus at the end we are
So the
all
same franchise, yeah.
same, yeah, leave the same franchise, leave IPL and WPL. Like, the bigger picture is World Cup, the bigger picture is Indian cricket.
Yes.
And where is
Spoken
this?
like a true future captain.
Yeah, where is this comparison and leave our comparison? Where is the other comparison between player to player is gonna go? It's not gonna take Indian cricket forward. You like a player, support that player, but don't like compare the other player to that player to put someone. Everyone has their own journeys. Everyone will play n number of numbers of cricket. They have their own ways of dealing things and they will have their own ways. Now, just because we play for a same franchise, this has happened, that has happened, we win, they will end up winning maybe more trophies. You don't know what's happening. Why do you compare? I am just like, he's a great player. Whatever I have achieved is different. So let's just keep it at that and we can move forward.
What are the biggest factors, according to you, that deter girls or young women from being professional athletes? And how do we change that?
I think it's changing massively with the kind of visibility of women's sport in general and women athletes have achieved in the last 8-9 years, be it the PV Sindhu or Saina Nehwal, Sania Mirza. There are so many, all the wrestlers, the kind of achievements they've had. I think more the girls start reading. I feel 8-10 years back, maybe, of course, there were a lot of female athletes, but it was not like it was all visible on TV or people could read a lot about it. Now that people are watching so much, yeah, women's sport on TV, a lot of girls get inspired watching it because people didn't know. Like even when I started, I didn't know कि women's cricket है या नहीं है कि क्या है, because you didn't watch. Now you know there's a way, there's a pathway, not only for cricket but other sports as well. This I feel has changed massively. But I think one more thing which can add to it is like the amount of girls participating in a sport in school. Whenever you hear school sports and all of that, all are majorly boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, from like now I think it's changing massively. But like growing up, I never had a cricket team for girls in school. I never had a football team for girls in school. Maybe we had a handball team, but we never had any other sports team. So then girl has to choose those sports only which are available. Maybe they are not wanting to be that. So I feel like if as many teams boys have in the school, I feel even if girls have, and because these things develop as kids, like those things develop as a kid in terms what you are playing as a kid. You feel like, okay, I'm passionate about it, I want to continue. Same happens with boys. So I feel that maybe one thing we could change is have a lot of sports played in school in terms of even for girls, and a lot of team sports also. Like abhi, a lot of girls play a lot of individual sports, which is great, but even a lot of team sports could be attached.
So, Smriti, a very quick rapid fire for you. Who's the cutest male cricketer according to you? Any cricketer you've had a crush on? No, the question is there
Cutest.
any cricketer you've had a crush on or the cutest cricketer according to you?
I've seen cricketers as cricketers only. I've had crush on Hrithik Roshan.
That's it's a wrong answer. That does
But
not
like, I don't
absolutely
know.
hate doing.
But I love watching his dance. Oh, that Doom 2. I remember we had a CD, and I used to keep watching that first entry song of his. इतना देखा कि वो CD अटक गई. I was obsessed. I think it's because of my brother also. He's also obsessed of Hrithik Roshan, and same. I think.
So runs in the family.
Yeah.
What's the biggest lesson cricket has taught you?
Like, never take anything for granted. You have to start everything from zero. Like, you score 100, you score a 20, whatever. Next match, you have to start everything from zero. Same with life. Like, whatever happens the previous day, there's always a new day. Like, that's the biggest lesson cricket just taught me.
I like that. What's the best advice anyone has ever given you?
I think, as I said in last time, like when I was taking things a little too seriously, cricket and all that, so I've gone away from enjoying cricket. So my parents told me that don't forget why you started playing cricket. It was out of passion. It was out of enjoyment. Don't make it a different thing. Always play till you feel the enjoyment is there. The day you think that this is too much and you're not able to enjoy, don't play, because we want you to be happy. So that's the biggest advice for me, that you have to be happy and enjoy everything you do. Till that, don't do it otherwise.
What's the worst advice anyone's ever given you?
Oh, worst are so many. Randomly, we keep walking, people come and tell, oh, cover drive ऐसा खेलना चाहिए, or those इस पे क्यों out होगी, वो bowler को ऐसा क्यों खेला. So I wouldn't say worst advices, but then there are so many who just
Unsolicited advice, like
like
unwanted
not
advice.
asked advice. You don't want them. Like I have a coach, guys. Like I have someone who will coach me. So
Yeah.
I have proper team. So I'll go to them. So that's the thing in my head, but it's fine.
What would you tell your younger self?
Oh, be the same.
You made it.
Huh? Oh,
Would you-
ये सब तो you made it. I feel it will only happen once we win the World Cup, because that's till then I wouldn't feel in my head. Younger self, I will just say that stay the same. Whatever I did as a kid, I feel I want to tell me now that please try and be like my younger self.
How so?
Because I was a lot more active, and I think I've become a lot more laid back now. I was like a very active kid. I wanted to do so much. I feel now I've become a little laid back. And I was very particular about a lot of things, that this has to be kept. Now I've become very clumsy, lazy. Like because you travel so much, you want to come back and just not do anything.
Yeah.
But as a kid, I was just like
Too much energy.
I had too much energy.
Set the house on fire.
Yeah, I love that side of me. And now I want to
Setting
tell the
house
other
on
way.
fire side of you.
No, not that side, but like just being active and being involved. And I would never sit at a place. Now it's just become a little different.
You answered what you tell your younger self. What would you tell your future self? What would you want for your future self?
Start being active again. Like again, as I said, I think future self would be just that, because goals and all those things that I feel you do, keep doing your work and it'll happen. So I don't want to like tag any goals to it. Just maybe if I could be a little bit more like a younger Smriti, where I'm being more active and doing things. So I think that would be really happy. I'll be really happy if I start doing those things.
Any message to RCB fans?
Why RCB fans only?
Okay, first, any message to RCB fans and any message to just overall cricket fans?
RCB fans, I think I've already given a big message to them after the trophy. So that's, I think, that is, I'll keep it to that. But yeah, other fans, I think there's nothing. I think you've been amazing and to support us, appreciate us, criticize us. So just keep doing that and keep watching women's cricket and this podcast.
Okay. What does romance or love mean to you?
That bond where that friendship is the most important key to anything you do, and that bond where the person and I could tell anything and everything to each other. I feel that is very important for me than anything else. And And yeah, so for me that is like वो कुछ कुछ होता है का dialogue है ना, वो मेरी अगर सबसे अच्छी दोस्त नहीं हो सकती, so all of that. But then of course not in like that way, but yeah, I think it has to. And second thing which is very important is that mutual respect. I feel those two things are way above what you asked me. But yeah, and if that is there, I think those two things are really easy to have.
Smriti, any advice for young girls and women watching this podcast? Any words of wisdom?
Like the only thing I wouldn't just randomly say something. Only thing which I go by and live my life is that anything you do in your life, you have to have the passion and you have to enjoy each and everything you do. Like people think that we play on ground and that's the enjoyment, but I do enjoy each sessions of it beforehand. People don't see the hard work behind the scenes. Like people watch it on TV, but every sessions of training or be it batting, everything. But if I don't enjoy that, the results won't come on the ground. So I really believe that anything you do attached to anything, you really need to enjoy even the process of even reaching that place. And if you are doing that, results will follow. But you should have that passion and enjoyment both. So that's how I live by it. And if anyone really relates to that, maybe they could take this.
Smriti, thank you so much for doing this with me today. Thank you for having me here at home. Thank you for letting me do this in our home ground. As I mentioned, it was so much fun. It felt like such a warm, wholehearted conversation. And it was like reconnecting with an old friend again. And I can't wait for everything that's coming your way. I can't wait to come to the UK and watch you play with another mutual friend of ours, Danny. And I wish you all the luck, all the best for everything that's coming your way. And I'm incredibly proud of you, as is the rest of India. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you so much for having me. And, it's been like we've had a good connection over last few days. But yeah, it was really fun and I enjoyed the interview too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just glad you're not a pyromaniac anymore, and the set was not burned today, and we're all going home safe and alive.
सिंपल इंग्लिश यूज करो, हम सिंगापुर से नहीं
भैया
आए। कोई
pyromaniac का ट्रांसलेशन बता दो. It's for anyone.
उनको भी नहीं आया बेचारे, हम सब इंडिया में पढ़े हुए।
मैं मीरज के स्कूल में गई थी.
बट गए तो रहे सिंगापुर।
अच्छा ठीक है.
ये भी डालना,
सब टॉन्ट
ये सब डालना। कोई मैनियाक नहीं थी मैं।
She pretends to be so fearless, like I got this. And the second we sat on the flight the other day, there was a little bit of turbulence.
Why are you getting this? ये question नहीं है।
I almost felt I had to hold your hand to make sure you were okay.
But yeah, I'm scared of turbulence.
I saw that. I think everyone around us saw that.
Yeah, the flight which I came also had a lot of turbulence.
But I can also read. I
I
love
can
reading.
read too, यार अनपढ़ थोड़ी हूँ। What was the question?
When are you getting married, Smriti?
ये कहाँ से आ गया? ये सब मत डालना। मेरी अच्छी खासी हम्बल इमेज चली जाएगी।